Alright, Marvel, this is what you gotta do. You got the multiverse going on, bring back Chris Evans, and you gotta have a film where there's Chris Evans Captain America teamed up with Chris Evans Human Torch. I mean, come on guys, it's right there in front of you. Let's do this thing. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the MCU's attempt at Lovecraftian horror. The title comes from H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness, a great story about cosmic horror and descent into madness. So the film follows Scarlet Witch as she goes full-on Deadite Terminator, trying to get her hands on a girl named America Chavez who can punch like star-shaped holes in reality and traverse different universes. Wanda has gotten a hold of the Darkhold, the Book of the Damned, and has gone insane. It's corrupted her, and she will stop at nothing to get this ability so that she can have her children that are in every other dimension but the one that she's in. Wanda's having dreams every night about her children and other dimensions, and she's desperate to get to them. The thing is, if they're gonna do Lovecraftian horror, I really wanted to see Wanda's descent into madness. The film starts with Wanda already have gotten the Darkhold and it corrupting her. I would have liked to see her go on some sort of the journey and see like specifically how it corrupted her, like kind of get inside like her thinking what she's going through, because it would have gotten me a lot more emotionally invested. I think that would have been a better opening than the whole like dream sequence with America Chavez. So jumping like right in after she's gotten corrupted kind of like threw me off. It felt like a change out of nowhere. But the first act of the film is pretty good. It starts out with Steven fighting a Lovecraftian creature called Shumagorath. And it's attacking America Chavez, so that's how they meet up and get on their adventure together. So the two of them end up going to this alternate dimension after a really cool sequence where they're going through a bunch of just random dimensions on their way, and it's just one after the other of like the most insane shit. That was pretty cool. But the dimension they end up in was rather, I found almost everything about the whole second act just kind of bland and boring. Um, the best part was Wanda controlling another version of herself and just being covered in oil and blood and looking like a psychotic deadite and just wrecking. I mean, that was cool, but I thought the Illuminati were kind of lame, honestly, and that whole sequence. And there was something about the sets in this movie, especially when they got to the second act. The sets felt like really cheap and bland and boring. Like there wasn't a lot of detail. Like that room where all the Illuminati sat was like a boring as fuck set. Things picked back up in the third act where I was droning out, and then all of a sudden Doctor Strange got in a fight with another Doctor Strange where they're throwing musical notes at each other and all sorts of shit. And then it perked me back up. I was like, okay, I'm awake for this. And so it jolted me, and then I was able to get through the rest of the movie just fine. A lot of people don't like that sequence or think it's ridiculous, but I love it. Like, that was my favorite sequence in the movie. It was like just when I was about done with the movie, like it pulled me back in. But this film was directed by Sam Raimi, and so of course there's gonna be weird stuff where people either like it or hate it. But usually the weird stuff in Raimi films that are like that, I tend to like, even like weird stuff in Spider-Man 3. So I don't blame Raimi for some of the faults in this film. Like, he was just kind of brought on and was doing the best he could, I feel. I feel like there's a lot to still like about this film, and I really want to revisit it to really go through that second act again, because it's like this film is interesting, but it just, there was something missing or off about it. Like, it's like I wanted to like it more than I actually ended up liking it, which was just kind of like meh. Like, something was missing. I could see this film becoming a cult classic in the MCU because there's parts where it's like it's really good, and then there's parts where it's like really dumb, but I can see like the dumbness being kind of entertaining and fun too, and people slowly just kind of accepting the whole movie as like somewhat cool and somewhat ridiculous and dumb. Cause like the most ridiculous origin story I've ever seen for a superhero was America Chavez being like scared of a bumblebee and sucking her moms into another universe. I was like, is that really what happened? Guys, I just don't know how to feel about this film. I definitely want to watch it again, now knowing kind of what the film is, and usually a second time going in, watching a film, kind of knowing what you're getting into the second time, you can come at it in a different headspace, and sometimes you can find a way to enjoy it more than the first time. So I'm interested in checking out this film again, and I'd highly recommend people see it because the reactions have been so mixed. Like, I don't know who's gonna like this film and who wouldn't. So I just say go see it. You're probably gonna have some fun regardless. Because this might connect with you. You might like it. Because it's cool that Marvel tried to do some Lovecraftian horror in the MCU. So, but enough rambling from me. If you enjoyed these initial thoughts of the film, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.